Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the Storyteller's Corner. I'm your host, Joshua T. Calkins Truergy, also known as Byron Osidious. Today is just a quick little couple of updates and some housekeeping business. The last few weeks, I've been curious about a phenomenon that has been occurring to my Bitchute channel. The last handful of videos that I've uploaded to Bitchute ended up with duplicates showing up. And at first I was a little confused. I wasn't sure why this was happening. And I finally figured out, come around to realizing what was happening, and I feel like a bit of a pillock. I feel like an idiot. You see, the last handful of videos, after uploading them to my Bitchute channel first, I've gone back and actually uploaded those videos to my YouTube channel. The vast majority of my material on my Bitchute channel, I don't bother to upload to my YouTube channel. For the most part, I have let my YouTube just kind of languish. Because I don't so much care about it anymore as a primary outlet. And so I felt kind of weird, kind of stupid when I realized, hey, this is a duplicate showing up yet again, but it has a different title for the video because I changed the title for listing it on my YouTube channel. And I recognized that it had the same title as the YouTube version. I'm like, oh, son of a bitch, I'm a moron. The setting on my Bitchute channel to import my uploads from YouTube finally worked. And I wasn't used to that because it hadn't worked ever before. And now it finally was showing being functional. So I'm like, oh, well, I feel kind of dumb. So in the future, if I do decide to upload a video to my YouTube channel as well as my Bitchute channel, I am going to go in and delete the duplicate that shows up from my YouTube. I don't intend to hamper anyone who is showing up and watching those second copies. I still appreciate their views and them taking the time to come over and watch the the YouTube version. I still appreciate them stopping onto my channel and watching videos. But I am going to delete the duplicates if and when they show up as a result of that automated mirroring process. Another brief little housekeeping tidbit. I am nearing the completion of the next Amelia City story. I had written this tale and wrapped it up about a week and a half ago. And I let it sit for a day, and I went back and reread it and thought, oh my God, this is garbage. This is a literary abortion. What was I thinking? This monstrosity cannot see the light of day. I had a decent premise. I had a couple of pretty good scenes. But everything else was just trash. And to explain what exactly happened, how I ended up going so far afield from my initial theme and mechanics of the story, I had done what I always do. I had written a brief skeletal drop list outline in a notebook, I'd handwritten an outline in a outline notebook that I usually keep on hand that I work through. I always have a current one going, and I store away all my old ones. I like to make sure I still have them, so I can always go back and recheck notes and see where I changed things and altered things. Kind of double check in on my own development and see if I've let any of my skills backslide or get rusty. Remind myself of, what I have been aiming at, what I've been driving for with various tales that I have told. But I had mislaid my current outline notebook shortly after having started writing the story. I'd only gotten through the first part when I mislaid that notebook. And I tried winging it. I tried just flying by the seat of my pants and saying, okay, based on this, here's where I'm going to go with this development, with this character, with this scene, and it just turned into a jumbled mess. I've never been very good at just winging it or flying by the seat of my pants with a story. I have a process, and I have trusted that process since I started publishing. I have trusted the process since the very first novel that I wrote to completion. Motor City Shambler was the first full-length novel, although it is technically a novella, that I completed from beginning to end using a handwritten outline. And I was also working at the same time, simultaneously, on my first Tamalarian tale, Freedom or the Fire, which ultimately my publisher, Mr. Priest at Books for a Buck, suggested I split into 2 books and make it a duology. But that also, had handwritten notes and notation and drafting and outlining. And I relied very heavily on my handwritten notes and writing in the margins, crossing out sections when I made adjustments during the typing, hacking out portions and Xing them out when I made adjustments and changes and editing through the second draft. I like to keep track of these things. I like to be meticulous about them because it's kind of like having my own hand-built study guide to remind myself of what I need to do to improve. And, those improvements have been long fought for and hard won. Another brief little bit of housekeeping or future updates. I am soon going to be beginning work on the next Tamalarian tale. It's been about a year and a half, almost 2 years, since I finished writing the last Tamalarian tale. And it's been about a year since I last uploaded audiobook presentation of Family Matters, or Family Lives. So the next story has to begin getting written soon. I have my outline for it, and I will be starting the construction of that narrative probably in the next couple of weeks. I'll get started on it just before the new year, and I look very much forward to working on that. I'm going to be taking a brief break from the realms of Amelia City after this next presentation, for my own sanity. I love telling the tales of Amelia City, that realm of Amelia County, Iowa. It is an unpleasant place, and I fear I spend too much time there now and again. And for my own sanity and safety, I need to spend a little time away from that place. But I always enjoy sharing those those tales, those works with you folks. And I do hope that you have enjoyed them as much as I have enjoyed them. Even if they are unpleasant and occasionally disturbing. Disturbance is, after all, part of the motivation. I intend to disturb you, to make you think, and to maybe make you look twice at the shadows around you. But with Temeraria, I tend to be more joyful, more playful. It's more entertaining in terms of lighthearted fun telling those stories, and I do enjoy them. I also have some reclamation to do on a standalone story that I've recently gone back and read through my first draft, and it does require some heavy adjustments and editing, and that is also going to need a rewrite for large chunks, so that project may end up taking up quite a bit of time as well. But I am hopeful that the 2024 writing work schedule that I'm looking at will see me complete no less than 2 more Amelia City short stories, 1 new Temerarian Tale novel, and complete the rewrite of a standalone fantasy tale. I don't have a working title that I am prepared to share just yet for that, but I am hopeful that I can get at least those items written up and hopefully begin presenting them by around this time next year. I don't produce as much material as I used to earlier on in my writing career, but I have a large family and I work a lot, my regular day job now, as well as some other responsibilities, such as being the communications director for the Scott County, Minnesota branch or chapter of Moms for Liberty. That takes up a small amount of my time, but it is something that I focus on and pay attention to entirely when I am working in that capacity, writing up newsletters and current event announcements and trying to write up position papers to present for consideration to the organization. So, anyway, that's all for now for me, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope that this message finds you well and that you're all enjoying the early days of this Christmas season. And, in the vein of the last video that I did that mentioned Christmas, where I sang a little bit of an improvised version of a Christmas song, another bit of Christmas doggerel, but this one I'm not going to adjust or change. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King, peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies, with angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for stopping in. Thank you for listening. I hope that you take care of yourselves. And as always, keep reading.